Hey.
Oh, it's a good day to be a beaner. What up, bro?
It's Pretty Woman time.
Pretty Woman. How'd you like it, buddy?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was lighthearted.
Yes.
It was as lighthearted as, a movie about hookers can be, I think.
Yo, so much fun, hooker lighthearted.
Yeah.
Right?
It was great.
Guys?
It showed none of her terrible life that she had to probably endure there.
No.
I mean, the way they gloss over a murder and an almost rape is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. A girl.
Right in the beginning.
Yeah, a girl just is dead.
And they kind of know her.
Yeah, well, they definitely know her.
Yeah.
She's like, this is where she works, but she's kind of dumb. And then there was remember those like Swedish tourists that was taking pictures of the dead body?
Yeah, the dead body.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
And then that's just how the movie started. And then it's just like nice and happy. Yeah.
80s music.
Yeah, going to a dance club and meeting someone who wants to pimp her out.
Yeah.
And then, Richard Gere shows up.
Yeah, it happens really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens really fast. They show how bad her life is and not really. They kind of show.
Yeah, it's like gritty. I read somewhere that this was produced by Disney.
No wonder it's so good.
I could be wrong about that. I did hear that on the internet, so you know how trustworthy that is.
Yeah.
But I can see that.
Yeah, nobody's parents die, but...
Yeah.
Well, I guess Richard Gere does.
His parent, and then he takes over his company and capitalizes
and capitalizes off of it. So, it's really a Disney movie.
Yeah, that's very Disney of it.
Very Finding Nemo.
Yeah. The acting was amazing.
She kills it.
He kills it.
I know. He kills it. But she,
she's the best. I had no idea that he killed it he killed it on that level as well. I thought she would carry the movie a little bit. No, but he fucking...
Yeah, he's great.
He's great. Richard Gere's a really good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that role was just perfect for him. That little smirk that...
Yeah.
You're not the hooker I thought you were. That's what I call that.
You're a different kind of hooker.
You're a different kind of hooker.
Yeah, He just this entire movie he's just in a smirk. It's just constant. He's constant smirk.
Yeah, where she's like a lot of different emotions. She's really good. She's very funny. She's very funny and charming in this.
Yeah, she's very likable.
God,
very likable.
You just want to have sex with her.
I mean, well, yeah, she's very hot. She's incredibly hot.
You watch the whole movie and you're like, I really want to have sex with her. Her acting's so good.
That's all I can think about.
That red hair.
Well, that's what I thought was great. Like she was really good at like the subtle stuff. Like when the hair came off, like her wig came off, and she was in the red hair.
Yeah.
Personality shift. Her personality changed.
Yeah, she became more whoever she really is. Vivian.
Yeah. She became actually Vivian instead of this like weird like fake person she was being.
How hot is it when she grabs his dick right in the beginning?
It's good.
Right? I love that scene.
That's good. Oh, I thought the hottest scene was when she was singing in the bathtub to Prince.
Yo, it's really hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Or when he eats her pussy on the piano. That shit's hot, dude.
I was watching this on the plane on the way back, and that was.
Wait, you watched this movie on the plane? Was it on the plane or like you?
No, I watched it on my laptop.
Okay, I thought you were like watching it on the. You know what I
mean?
Yeah. Wait, but other people saw you watching Pretty Woman?
Maybe there was a lot of empty seats around me.
Okay.
So, but if they did, they'd be like, "Wow, he's watching Pretty Woman." There's no way. And yeah, I thought it was very fun because on the flight scene, he's in an American Airlines terminal.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm on an American Airlines plane.
Oh, man. Look at life.
Yeah. That's what life is about.
It's about fun, guys.
Yeah. And American Airlines, you suck a little bit. But I don't want to get into it because it would take a while. But
it's funny.
Yeah. We couldn't. I missed my connecting flight because the pilot forgot to ask to be refueled. So we just sat on the road. Anyway, so.
What did I hit? What did I miss?
The acting, like just the small little like quirk change, like that you hit, like her laughing at "I Love Lucy." Like, that's exactly how you described it.
She was tripping, bro.
She was tripping. I thought if we just staying on the acting thing, what was great is when she was in that the dinner dress.
Oh, the black one.
The black one.
Yeah.
That red one was unbelievable.
Red one, she's
good lord. Good lord.
Lord of mercy.
Well. And this is but in the black one, she still has her hooker walk.
Yeah, she's still coming. Well, the black one's a little dirtier.
Yeah.
The red one's like they're going to an opera. You know?
Yeah. Well, the red one's to show that she's now even more classy than she was before.
Yeah. Also, the flyest date of all time.
Yeah. Oh
Limo
my God.
to the private jet. Private jet to the opera. San Francisco. Back to the hotel.
Yeah.
What did they do? They fucked right after that, right?
Did they?
They had to.
Right?
You don't fuck after that.
They kissed for the first time.
And then they fucked. But they kissed.
That was the big thing.
It was that. Yeah.
That was the big
They had a
thing.
really good date.
Mm-hmm. That's
and he took off work
ever. That's a later date because they don't fuck after he takes off work. Remember, he falls asleep.
Then he already fell in love with this bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of. I mean, if you take a step back, you're like, wow, that's really crazy.
Yo, he fell in love quick as fuck, dog.
Yeah, that's
she
really
was
crazy.
so fucking cool.
Yeah, but it's also like from his perspective, like she's a hooker, so it's kind of her job to also be. If she's good, she's charming.
Yeah.
So to fall in love with that is, he lucked out. And he fell in love with an actual woman.
An actual woman. Yo, what are you right now?
Oh,
what are you, a lawyer? A reasonable woman?
A reasonable woman. But he fell in love with someone who actually liked him back. I guess that's what I meant more, bloggers. But like, you know what I mean? But like, he could have easily fallen in love with some girl who was tricking him.
Yeah.
And just, because he left her in his apartment with all that money and all those cards. And she could have easily been the type of person who would just take it.
Yeah. I mean, she could have been the type of person that did drugs. She flossed her teeth.
Yeah.
You know? I like that. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah, there's no drugs here.
Anything I missed?
There's a couple things. I thought this was really interesting. There's a running bit about how they don't know how to use the key cards to the hotels.
Yeah, throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed it, but I was like, I don't have time for this. To mention this.
It's like, I just thought it was cool. It's like, oh my God, this is when key cards were first invented.
Mm-hmm. So this is definitely like a joke for people who are like, right?
Yeah.
Hotels. You go to a hotel, the key card.
Oh my God, isn't this the 90s?
Yeah,
that's what that
literally the 90s. Yeah. Literally the first year of the 90s.
Yeah, the key cards were coming back. Yeah, that was cool. I thought my favorite joke is when they're in the shop and they're all like, he's paying that Larry Miller dude to kiss her ass.
Yes, I love that scene.
All his assistants are named Mary.
Really?
Yeah. Mary Lou, Mary Clark, Mary, and then they were all named Mary Sue. Help her out. They were all named Mary.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite. I laughed out loud on the plane. It was just.
He was funny.
It was so simple. Yeah, he is.
He's literally also the same guy from the Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor's a little more mean.
A little more mean, but the money, like the money hungry. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's just so money hungry for some reason.
Yeah, just the weirdly like gross face.
Almost Mr. Krabs like. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, who wants money this bad?
Almost Mr. Krabs like.
money.
Yeah,
you know, like all right,
bro. Relax.
Yeah.
That was good. I would describe I had this thought on the plane when I was watching. I would describe the girls who run the boutique that like turn away. Like I describe them as the scary whites. Those, you know what I mean? Like they were scary.
Yeah, they were mean.
Yeah, they were the type that would just
mean.
fuck up your life just for being around.
Yeah, why are you so mad? Everything's great in your life.
Yeah. I really wish you hammered in how hookery her clothes were.
Yeah, she was a fucking whore.
Like when you said the clothes were kind of hookery, I was like, what does that mean? And then I saw it. I was like,
sorry, she was just like a fucking when you see a hooker on LA and you're like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God.
Bro, $100 for an hour with her fine ass. Get the fuck out of here. That's a pretty good ass deal, bro.
Yeah.
That's an amazing $100 to fuck Julia Roberts for an hour.
Yeah.
An hour.
I was definitely had that thought of like she's definitely undercharging. 100 an hour for Julia Roberts, but also
in the 90s, I guess that's technically 200 an hour?
Maybe.
What, like now?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how money works. And if you're doing 100 an hour, 3,000 for a whole week is not a lot. Because if you were to go for 100 an hour for 24 hours, that's $2,400. You're almost at 3,000 for a day.
Yeah.
So for a whole week, you're severely undervaluing yourself.
I think she was just nervous. He wasn't going to pay whatever the deal.
Well, also, she's clearly not a good hooker.
Yeah, no, she's not supposed to be a hooker.
Yeah.
She's not supposed to be a hooker, bro. She's just like...
her backstory was kind of crazy.
Yeah, her backstory is just like...
Wait, you broke up with your boyfriend and your first thought was let's try being a hooker and not like let's get a waitress job?
She said she couldn't pay rent. But every time I hear it, it's like, yo, but aren't you... She was beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Yo, what do you mean she couldn't pay rent? Was she not?
Yeah, dude.
She's beautiful and charming. Yeah. So she can win over a billionaire.
Yeah, but
yet niggas like me ain't gonna pay her rent. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Right? I'm paying her rent. So this doesn't she's dumb. Let's just say it. She was fucking dumb. She's a dumb person.
You know what this is?
Who was really smart and charming.
Well, you know what this is? The whole movie was porn for women.
Yeah, it's porn for women.
It's porn for women. There's a classic Neil Brennan joke, but it's porn for women. You honestly believe that in your lowest of your lows, a billionaire is going to save you. But that being said, it was very good porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it greatly. I had a good time. I had a very good time.
It's a really good porn.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. Really good acting.
Yeah, the acting was unbelievable. Everyone was great. Jason Alexander was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the rape scene.
Well, especially. Oh, man. Yeah. Pretty Woman.
Great stuff, guys. Good job, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well done this time.
Congrats on that one. What's up, guys? We're back.
What up, guys? Oh, my God. So happy to be back.
Oh, man, from that quick commercial break.
So happy to be back.
Oh, man.
I love this. Guys,
What are we doing today?
this is why I love this. Ehsan,
Is it Pretty Woman again? That would be amazing. That'd be a curveball.
Pretty Woman 2.
Yeah.
You had no idea.
No idea.
All right.
This
Ehsan,
time, he's the hooker.
what happens in the film Bad Boys?
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, cool. I wanted this one. Shit. He didn't know what happens in Bad Boys. All right. So there's a drug ring that's invading Miami. You know what? No, Confidence. Miami. It's invading Miami, right? And so we start with these drug people, and then a big shootout happens, and innocent people die, and then
No.
we meet our cops.
Who are the cops?
Will Smith, who's the cool one.
Fresh Prince?
Yeah, Fresh Prince. He's the playboy type. And Martin Lawrence.
Martin!
Yeah, he's like the more by the books guy. Probably's got like a family.
Yeah, by the books.
Yeah, by the books family, man. And it's Michael Bay, so there's a lot of shots where they're talking and there's a circular thing in the background. They're under some kind of arch in a lot of the shots.
Oh, you mean Armageddon?
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, there's always shots like that. I think Michael Bay does that. It's just
Transformers,
these,
yeah.
these weird action shots of dialogue. I know for a fact that I nailed that.
So what's the conflict? What happens?
What's the conflict? The bad guy is in town and they think they knew who it is, but it turns out he's kind of working with some guy. There's people on the inside that are helping him inside the police
Oh,
force.
shit.
Yes, and so now they're going up against people higher than them in the ranking in the order.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, right. And and they're like, oh, we don't care. We're all about justice.
Bad Boys.
They're bad boys, and we're gonna take them down. But they use unconventional means.
Like what?
Like they do illegal shit, like breaking and entering and stuff. And, yeah, and
Dirty cops.
Yeah, and Will Smith is always the one who takes the charge in that. He's always like, let's do the bad
Is his
thing.
shirt off?
No,
Oh.
but guns are out.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, sun's out, guns out, baby. It's that kind of movie. And then he's always the one that's like, we got to do the illegal thing, and Martin's like, no, and then Martin goes along with it anyway because he's like, I'm a good partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
How does it end?
how does it end? They take down the bad guy.
Yeah.
And they take down the dirty cops.
Ooh.
And then explosion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
big.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's actually fair.
And the big scene at the end is like on, let's say, an airport. They're trying to smuggle drugs out of an airport, and then explosion. A plane blows up. Explosion. The end.
Those were bad boys.
Very bad. They were almost naughty.
Do you think this is a good movie? Before we start.
No, I think it's entertaining. But if I also had to guess, I think Bad Boys 2 is more entertaining.
But you think this isn't a good movie?
I think it's like
Like legitimately.
yeah, legitimately it's okay. I think it's kind of like Transformers 3 in my mind, where it's like the plot line was whatever the fuck, but the action was great.
This is for Bad Boys 1 or 2? Because we're doing Bad Boys 1.
Ooh, it's probably a little more serious than Bad Boys 2. It's probably actually like they try to delve into the characters more or whatever the fuck. But it's Michael Bay. Michael Bay doesn't delve into characters.
Let's start this fucking thing, right,
Yeah.
guys? What are we doing? What are we doing? They already know.
What's happening?
You're the only one in the world who doesn't know right now.
I'm pretty. You know what? There are people on my side. There's some.
I know.
There's some Asanis out there. They know.
There's a lot more Bayers. Those are Michael Bay fans.
Okay, there's a lot more Bay people. Some Bayites.
Bayites. Starts with black Porsche. Yep, you already know. Speeding, baby. Right down the highway. Come on, dog.
No, it never ever starts with a black Porsche starting.
Yeah, or like reversing.
Yeah.
With like its blinker just waiting at a light. All right. So we meet right then. Black Porsche. Inside the black Porsche are two main characters.
Oh,
right away. I know you already expecting that.
Yeah.
Right away. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Marcus Bennett is Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
And Will Smith is Mike Lowry.
Okay.
Mike Lowry. All right.
All right.
Will is complaining about him eating in his car. This is Will's Porsche.
Will's Porsche. Will's the crazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Yeah.
So he's eating like a big burger, a big sloppy burger in his Porsche.
Right.
Will's going off on him. All right. They're going back and forth. And then Martin's like, man, I ain't getting none at home. Please don't deny me this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like joking. Like, come on, come on, let me fucking have this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not my wife.
Yeah.
My wife's overbearing.
Come on, you've been there. So and then Martin goes, where's your cup holder? And then Will's like, ain't no cup holders in this. And he was like, you paid $80,000 and ain't no cup holders in here?
Man, I feel the same way, Martin. I feel you.
Yeah. And then he goes, no. He's like, man, ain't no cup holders, no back seat. He's like, you just bought a shiny dick. That's all this is. This is useless, you know? And then he's going off, and right then he drops a bunch of fries everywhere. Like messy. Like
clearly
fries.
it's going to mess
train wreck fries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, like the In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, exactly.
Like animal fries.
And then, of course, like Will just like to a like parking stop.
Yeah.
And then and Martin's like looking at him like,
oh, I fucked
my
up.
bad. Yeah, my bad. You know?
Yeah.
Will's going off, they're arguing, and right then a car stops behind them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some dudes, they send out a hooker. They go ahead, go. And this hooker walks out.
Ooh.
And it's Pretty Woman. It's literally just Pretty Woman again. It just starts.
Yeah, that's so funny. And it's like Will Smith takes her to the Beverly Wilshire.
And she goes up and Will, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just a fun movie. So the hooker walks out.
Did you pick this movie because there was another hooker in the beginning?
No, I forgot this scene happened.
Okay.
I watched the movie with Trey and I'm like, yo, Trey, do you remember this? And he's like, yeah, it's Bad Boys. I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. I remember the famous parts. This is the beginning. By the way, the credits haven't happened yet.
Okay.
Like, this is the beginning of the movie. So I was like, I don't remember any of this scene.
That's so funny.
So they send this hooker out, right? And then they're still arguing in the car. And then right then the hooker walks in front and then Will like notices her and he's like, God damn, kind of looking at her and shit. And then right then the dudes come up and they try to rob the car. They're like, get the fuck out the car, get the fuck out the car. And then Will and Martin, they just immediately start arguing back and forth. Yeah. Like, this is your fault. You know what I mean? Because they're that kind of cop relationship.
And they know they're going to kick the shit out of these people.
Of course.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
So they're going back and forth. And then the guy on Martin's side is like this real big fat guy. And he goes, man, why do I always get the fat motherfucker, man? I always got to deal with the fat motherfuckers. And then the guy's like, shut the fuck up. Get out the car right now. And then Will calmly goes, hey, man, I just want you guys to know you're having... he's like, let me tell you guys how bad of a day you're having. And the guy's like, what? What kind of bad day are we having? He's like, you're hijacking a couple cops right now. And they're like, shut the fuck up. You ain't know, you're not no cops. We don't care. And then he goes, and then Martin goes, yeah, man. He's like, we ain't Wesley motherfucking Snipes. He's like, I just got stupid ass friends that drive stupid, attention getting ass cars. We're fucking cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like we're just go away. Let this be.
Just you can get away with this.
So the robbers keep yelling at him, tell him to get out the car. So they get out the car, and then right then, Martin throws his coffee on the guy and fucking kicks the big dude in the nuts, pulls his gun out on him, and then right then, Will knocks the other dude out, pulls his gun out on him. Bad Boys.
All right. So this is a character drama. Yeah.
Technically,
this is a period piece that we're like. Well,
it is.
Well, yeah,
Miami.
We are in Miami.
So the movie starts.
Fuck yeah. Fuck you, everybody.
Plane shot. Michael Bay right over Miami in big letters. So Michael Bay, dude.
Yeah. Oh man.
Credits keep rolling. They show robbers, like some dudes, like clearly guns, bad guys, masks in the back of a truck. Mm-hmm. One guy is dressed like a cop. He's standing up, and there's a leader turned around in like the passenger seat of this truck, and he's talking. He's like looking at the team, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy goes, the leader guy goes, you know your assignment, like in Russian. He's like, Russian, you know your assignment.
Yeah, all villains have to be foreign. It feels
Gotta be foreign, bro.
right.
And it's like some dumb surfer dude.
Yeah, what great like in an action shoot 'em up style movie? What great villain isn't foreign?
Especially when you're dealing with like cops.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen all the Die Hards.
Foreign.
Yeah, all of them. I know the first two are foreign.
Foreign.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's like the formula.
Gotta deal with foreign.
Yeah, if your movie goes pew 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 a lot, you gotta have a foreign guy as the bad
Gotta
guy.
have someone talking like a Russian.
Yeah,
Like Russian.
pew 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 pew.
And so the guy goes, he's like, you know your assignment? And he goes, yeah, I'm the decoy. And he's like, I got a cop outfit. And he's like, like a surfer guy.
Right.
And then he goes, exactly. And then he shoots him out the van. Like kills him. Pow, pow, pow. And the guy falls out the van, right? And then everyone in the van's like freaks out, like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he goes, right then the guy calls the police, the leader, and he goes, I just saw a cop kill himself on whatever highway. I just saw it was a cop. Oh my God. And he hangs up. And then of course, right then, they're like, all officers dispatch, police officer just killed himself. So of course,
Smart.
it was smart. Yeah, it was.
Smart.
Actually, I was like, I completely forgot about this. Like, I remember everything from a certain point on. But I was like, I don't remember any of this shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, so this whole that was a smart for a robbery.
Yeah,
that
was actually well done. Well done, Russian guy.
And like I hadn't thought of that. I was like, oh, that's smart. A cop killing himself. That would all the cops.
Yeah,
would
but
come.
you shot him in the chest, right?
Yeah, but all they needed just all the all the radio.
Oh, they just need the time.
It's a robbery.
You don't
You're in and
actually have
out.
to
You
make
just
it look
need
like.
you just need everybody exactly. So by the time they get there, you're already gone, dude.
It's very Dark Knight of him. Or
actually kind of good point. So they show the foreign guy, the foreign robbers, and they got like night vision goggles and all this cool high tech shit, and it's cool music starts playing, the cool Michael Bay, like robbery music's playing, and the robbers they show they hack into the security system, and then they take out the security with like a needle, like they knock them to sleep, like they're really high tech precision, you know what I mean?
They know what they're doing.
Exactly. They use like this cool anti-freeze shit to break into this like lock vault, you know what I mean? And then it shows what they're stealing, and it's tons of heroin. Like tons, like literally tons of heroin.
Okay.
All right.
So they're robbing a
They're
professional
robbing.
storehouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you don't know what they're robbing. So they're robbing stuff. And so they open this air vent and they use these like fucking high powered like super sleds that they've made, like a remote control car, but a sled almost.
Okay.
And then they're flying, and then they had their truck set up right to where, so the heroin's they're getting it all out. They're getting all of it, like tons of heroin, bro, tons.
And this is Michael Bay, right? So.
Yeah.
Please tell me what they're doing is physically impossible.
I didn't get the sleds.
Okay, good.
Everything else so far, I was like, oh, this is smart. This is a smart robbery. This is all very legit.
It's not a true Michael Bay movie until at one point you go, oh wait, there's no way you can do that.
The sleds, I mean, in my head, I'm like, I guess if you got a nigga that knows how to make shit.
Yeah, if you got a sled maker.
A guy who knows how to make shit that goes fast. It was high tech.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, okay. Good. Classic Bay.
So shows them they all get in the truck, they leave, they celebrate, they leave.
Right.
They do it in like 60 seconds. Like or 2 minutes. Or
they're just
in and out, you know? So the next morning it shows Martin and he's waking up with his wife. And then she wakes up, she's like, did you have sweet dreams, baby? And then he pulls the sheet up to show his boner. He's got a big boner. And
fuck yeah.
She says, ooh, you so nasty,
Yeah.
And then he tries to get some, and then she says no, and then he's like, wow, what's up? And then she's like, cuz you have 3 little brunettes coming up the stairs right now. And then right then it's 3 little kids coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like she's like, oh, he knows he's not getting some.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's still like trying to like casually say like, I needed to start the day, baby. Come on, just trying to like still get. It's Mark.
He's a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then they show outside Will Smith pulling in the driveway in the Porsche, like into their house, and then it cuts back down this downstairs, and Martin's like talking to his kids, and he's just being funny, and his kids talking about like how like they made fun of his ears. He's like, we got big ears. He's just talking about like how you gotta be proud of these big ass ears. You know what I'm saying? Like you like just like making fun, just being really funny, just talking at the table, being funny.
Yeah.
Being a dad. Yeah, just being a good dad too. Like talking to the kids.
Yeah, just dadding it up.
Dadding it up in the scene, and then Mike Lowry comes in and he tries to kiss Martin's wife like on the cheek.
Yeah.
And she goes, I don't know your mouse Ben. I know you, Mike. Like I know how you be. And then he like they all laugh, right? And like set that up, that what kind of guy he is.
Yeah, Will Smith Playboy.
He's the Playboy. A kid asks Will Smith, he's like one of the kids, he's like, oh, did you have a date last night? And he goes, oh, man, did I? And then he starts like, man, this girl was so whoop-de-whoop. And then I had her like, and then the mom's like, Will. And, Mike.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, I guess I'll say these stories for your dad. And then she's like, he don't want to hear them either, And then he's like, bro, why you got to be bringing this pussy ass shit? Like he's like, why you got to be bringing this pussy shit to my house? Or something like all
and
this.
he's like, also, I do want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly. But no, he was just mad. He's way more mad.
Yeah,
Martin Lawrence is very curmudgeon the whole time.
Okay, he's just angry.
He's just like, just an old man. He just wants to be with his kids and his wife.
He just wants to hang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not the view I saw what you were looking at, but not tech. They're both bad boys.
Okay.
Just one is a family man.
And the other one is a bad boy.
Is a bad boy. Bad boy.
Yeah, baddest boy.
He's a bad boy. Yeah. Right then, Will Smith gets a call, and you hear somebody yelling on the other line, like, rah, like, and he does that move, like, oh,
right.
You know what I mean? And then he gets back to the phone, he goes, I think you mean get our asses down there, please, Captain. And then, like that, and then he laughs, he's like, we gotta go,
Right.
So they meet the captain, and it's the dude from The Matrix who goes bad.
Oh my God.
First nigga.
Oh, he's amazing. What's his name?
Good actor.
Joe something.
I don't know his name, but he's the captain in this movie.
He's in Sopranos. He's my favorite character in Sopranos.
He's in Sopranos?
Yeah.
Is he a cop?
Yeah. No. He's a mobster.
Interesting.
He's a great mobster.
Is he Italian?
Yeah. Ralph Cifaretti. That's his name
So he plays an Italian.
Yes, he plays an Italian in that. He's great. He's my favorite character.
I guess he could play an Italian, but he doesn't seem it. He seems more like Irish. I guess. He's just yelling.
His character really, to me, signals the downfall of Tony. Like their relationship starts Tony's descent.
That's a beans to be spoiled another day.
Yeah,
folks.
yeah. But he's a great actor. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, no, he's great. No, he's definitely a great actor. But he's our captain.
Okay.
In this, all right. So we meet him and they're going over like the crime scene. They're talking about everything, and he's saying that this is our worst nightmare. And you find out they robbed the evidence room. It was their building.
That was my guess. That was part of my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Should have said it out loud.
What? That they robbed the evidence room? The police evidence room?
Yeah, because I was like, wait, what kind of stash house would have a vault? The evidence room.
Evidence room. Yep. So they robbed the police evidence room, and
they don't keep one guy behind.
What?
Well, either way, one guy's not going to take out this.
Well, they took out everybody. Remember I told you they took out everybody watching with the needles and shit. They were like precision. They knew everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that was going on.
Right.
Too much. So then, we figure out that all the heroin that was stolen was Martin and Will's biggest career bust. So now they're mad. They're like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? This
made us.
This made us. We can't let this get out to the media. Oh my God, it's gonna ruin us. Like we gotta. Like this is what made our careers. You know what I mean? Like we'll look like idiots. Right then, a higher up lady comes in, and then she says this needs to be handled before the media comes in. All our asses are on the line. She was like, and if you guys don't get this done, and
we'll have your badge.
Yeah, we'll have all your badges. Just going, higher up talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do they lose their badges? Probably.
You'll see.
Probably.
So right then, she turns to these two Mexican cops who are coming in late, and then she goes, "Sanchez Ruiz, you're late." And she walks by him, right? And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so, right then, Martin looks at the Mexican cops, and goes, "Where were y'all last night?" And then Will Smith goes, you know what, man? Just call your cousins, have them bring this shit back so we can get it over with, right?
Ooh,
and then the one Mexican cop goes, we would, but your mom snorted it all up last night, bro. They say something like that.
Yeah.
And then they start bickering back and forth, and then the captain's like, shut up, goddammit. The captain, by the way, yells the entire movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Of course.
Fuck yeah.
Screams at the top of his lungs.
Is there ever a calm captain?
Every line in the movie. There's never a calm captain.
Is there ever a calm captain? Like, you guys
Brooklyn 911.
Yeah.
It's the only calm captain ever.
Yeah.
So right then the captain's like, he tells him, he's like, shut up, you both of you. He's like, Marcus, Mike, you're back on the case. He's like, you got to find out everything that happens. And he's like, Sanchez Ruiz, you back them up. Whatever they need, you back them up. And then, of course, they start arguing. He's like, shut up, goddammit. Do what I say. It's one of those kind of scenes.
Yeah.
And then he goes like, he's like, the kind of guys who took all this, who did this job have a lot of brains. Don't underestimate him. You know what I mean? He's like, we've got nothing. And whoever pulled this off knew what he was doing, and it's got to be an inside job. And he's like, we have 72 hours to crack this case, or DEA is going to be down here on our ass, and it's over for all of us.
Right.
And they're like, because that's, DEA.
Right. I mean, I guess.
Or internal.
I don't think that makes sense. I think internal.
That's what internal affairs.
Okay.
No, it was it was everyone. It was said internal. No, he said DEA
Yeah. Okay.
because it was like I guess because
Everyone-
they would be possibly in on it. It's a heroin heist
Oh yeah. It's probably the Mexican.
at that time. Shit.
If I had to guess right now, the Mexican cops are the bad guys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like your guess. It's good. So
Way to miss that water there.
I
a
know,
little
thanks,
bit.
bud.
Yeah. For those of you who are listening at home, Deric took a sip of water and kind of missed a bit.
And start watching if you're listening at home.
Yeah, for real.
It's
For
way
real.
funnier with our faces, bro.
Yeah.
Clearly. It's on
doing-
YouTube. Spoil the beans. Just look. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
it. So they hit the street.
Right.
And they go to this guy named Jojo, right? This rubber tire salesman. And he says he knows nothing.
Right.
Then they go to a like a boxing ring. And Will says he knows this girl, Maxine, who always works out here. She's a hooker, but she'll know something. All right?
They always do.
They do.
They always
You
do.
know? He goes and he finds her, and it's a beautiful black woman. Okay,
Yeah.
so he goes like, hey, can we talk for a minute? She's like, of course, anything for you. And she goes, talks aside, and then Martin's like, he's outside like watching everybody else box, like these big dudes, and then he starts like dancing around with them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
getting all cocky and shit. Very funny.
Yeah.
And then he goes to like lift weights, and he gets on the thing, and then he like puts it off, and it's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and he's just just yelling, just being an idiot. He's fucking funny dude, man. I'll give him that.
Martin Lawrence?
Comedic actor, amazing.
Yeah.
You know? So Will's talking to the girl and he tells her, hey, can you do me a favor and look for customers who just came into big money? You know what I mean? And they're bragging about, just doing a job. Anything like that, keep your ears
That's
up.
smart.
You know what I mean?
That's smart.
And then she's like, okay, we'll do, anything for you. And he's like, if you do, just call me if you hear something. And then she's like, I think I'll call you anyway. And then he's like, And then she rubs him and then walks off, right?
Nice.
He's a playboy.
Nice.
So they
Get that free hooker love. You're doing something right.
right?
Yeah.
So him and Martin, they visit the people who set up the air vent, right? That used to like whoever set up the air vent in the thing, they go to that person who made that, right? And they go to the house and no one's home. And so they're like, it's okay to look through the window, right? They're talking to each other, and they're looking through the window. And then right then Martin he trips and he goes, oh, I tripped and opened the door. He's like, I just tripped and the door's open. And Will's like, well, I mean, if the door's open, you know what I mean? Like they're doing that bit.
Yeah.
And then they come in slowly, right? And then Will's like, don't be alarmed. We are Negroes, but we're okay.
Yeah.
And then Martin's like, we're just here to borrow brown sugar. Anyone home? And then finally Martin goes, yo, did you fart? And then Will was like, no. And then they both go, dead guy. And then they pull out their guns, they cock it, and they start looking. And then right into the next room, they find just a dead, mutilated body.
Mutilated?
Like it looks like it died like fucked up.
Okay.
Like it's just on the table, all bloody. Like,
and it's been dead for a while.
Yeah, a little bit, a couple days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're both like, oh shit. And then Martin, he starts freaking out. He can't handle it. You can tell he's just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, just like, oh, what the fuck? So they pull their they start they just contaminate the fuck out this crime scene, by the way.
Right.
They start going through everything.
Did they mention that?
No, they just
No,
they
so they
just
just
do it.
they just destroy
they're just looking for all
crime
these notes and everything for their like narcotics thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're just
At
doing
the
all
same
this
time,
shit.
just destroying their clues.
Yeah. And then,
That's so funny.
Yeah, and Will's like, if I had to guess, this guy
How hard is it? Just put on gloves.
I don't know.
That's all you gotta do.
They're just touching everything, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they're stepping on shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
just like pushing the body around, taking
they
selfies
did.
with it.
They pushed the body around, bro.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
And Martin goes, "Oh, bro, you almost hit me with that dead ass motherfucker's leg." I swear to God, that's a lie. So
well, they're bad boys.
they do. They're the baddest. Martin, like, he gets sick. He's like, I can't handle this, right? And then he leaves. Will's like, if I had to guess, this guy helped the robbers, got rich, and then got dead. Like, they killed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, and then Martin's like, all right, I gotta leave. And he leaves. And he's like, let's get a couple burritos. And then they walk out, right? So the next scene, they're driving. And
Yeah, I feel like if foreign people approach you to take part of their heist, they're definitely gonna kill you afterwards.
yeah, or the Joker.
Yeah.
Either one. Don't say yes.
Yeah, if a clown comes up to you and was like, hey, want to go into business with me? Be like, no.
No. Or a foreign person.
Right.
Either one.
Yeah, don't go into business with foreign people.
Or clowns.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, that's
We
it.
also teach on this podcast.
Yeah, this is all about making good decisions.
So they're back in the car now, right? And
Right.
Martin's driving, and Will's talking shit to him. He's like, man, you drive slow, man. God damn. Oh, slow Miss Daisy driving, motherfucker. You should be driving Miss Daisy. You drive so fucking slow. You know what I mean? Just going off, right? They drive, and then Martin starts talking about the case, and then Will says like some cocky shit about, oh man, we'll crack it. Don't worry, we always do. I'll crack that shit. I'll handle it. And then right then Martin kind of gets mad, and he goes, oh, you just got it all figured out, huh? Because we fucked this up. Just so you know, we're all out of a job. All of us. Me, you, the whole unit, But no, Mike Lowry gonna be all right, huh? Mike Lowry, he gonna be fine. And then Will Smith's kind of looking at him. He's like, yeah, see, not all of us got trust funds, Mike. We're not all rich kids. The Porsche.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? He's like, some of us, this is our life. He's like, we ain't all out. He's like, we ain't all out here playing cop. Some of us are cops, And then Will Smith's kind of like, you see him. He's like, okay. He's kind of listening. Like, all right. And he goes, oh. So then Will goes, oh, okay, that's it, huh? I'm playing cop. That's what I'm playing cop. And then Martin's like, you always wanted to be Starsky and Hutch, And then he looks at him and he goes, you know what, man? I'm sick of that bullshit.
What is this argument? What's happening?
Yeah, he goes, I'm supposed to apologize because my family left me money? You know what I mean? He's like, I wake up to the max and I push it every day. He's like, all I ever wanted to be was a cop growing up. I'm the first one in and the last one to leave every motherfucking day. And if you guys don't like Mike Lowry, then kiss my ass, And he's sitting there, he's all mad, and he's breathing, he's looking out the window. And then Martin's driving, and he's all calm, and he's smiling, and he goes, I love you, man. And then Will Smith goes, fuck you.
Well, that's funny, but also, what is this conversation?
They just argue. When you watch the movie, you'll get, they bicker.
They just bicker constantly? All right, because
this movie is based on them bickering. But it's very funny.
Yeah.
The whole movie is them bickering. But Martin Lawrence is a comedian.
That's okay. I can see that.
And then Will Smith is charming and funny.
Well, Will Smith is also very funny.
But Martin Lawrence, if you're gonna watch this, he's crazy funny.
This is Martin Lawrence at the top of his game.
Oh, dude. They made 2 of these. They're gonna make a 3rd of this fucking shit.
They're gonna make a 3rd.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be all old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God, that's gonna be sad.
He goes, I love you, man. He's like, shut the fuck up, man. And he's like, Martin's all driving. He's like, I do. You're my partner. I love you. And he's like, shut up. Oh, slow driving motherfucker. Slow driving bitch. And he's like driving like a little slow ass bitch. And then he goes, Martin's like, why I gotta be all that? Like, I'll drive us off this cliff. Keep talking. We'll be 2 bitches in the sea. How about that? You wanna be 2 bitches in the sea? And then he's looking at him and he goes, and then like right then Bad Boys comes on the radio and they both look at each other and like, bad boys, what you gonna do? And they start singing it really goofy, like crazy funny. And then they just laugh it off. Because the conversation just shows that they're just friends. They've been friends for like ever.
Okay.
That they argue about everything.
Everything. All right. I still think the dialogue doesn't really track, but.
No, it doesn't. That's the point. Okay. Is that you can tell because this is the whole movie, you're gonna be like, wow, they bicker the whole movie.
Yeah, and they're talking about nothing?
Just arguing.
Just
funny arguments.
Oh, so they're gonna argue in the
ridiculous.
in the big moment in the scene right before the big thing's supposed to happen. They'll be like, hey, fuck you. And the other guy's gonna be like, fuck you.
Remember how they were arguing in the first scene?
Yeah, it's gonna be like that all the way.
It's the whole movie.
That's all right.
They argued so well that they made 2 of these.
All right, what happens next?
It's a buddy cop drama, buddy.
Drama?
Yeah, right? So right then they cut to Maxine, remember the black girl?
Yeah.
And she's talking to this lady, this like madam, and she asks him if anyone with big pockets has been asking for girls lately. And then she says, yeah. She's like, yeah, this one guy has. He seemed a little weird, but it pays $2,000 a night if you want him. And she's like, yeah, I'll take him. And she's like, okay. And then she's like, but I don't know if I can actually, because I got my friend with me. And she's like, oh, bring your friend. I know that girl. She's really pretty. And she's like, okay, I'll see where she wants to go. You know what I mean? So she goes and talks to her friend. Her friend is Tia Leone, the actress. She's the white girl from The Family Man.
I've heard the name before.
You recognize the moment you see her, you're like, I know this bitch.
Yeah.
She looked like the white girl from Men in Black, but she ain't her. But that's what she looked like almost.
Okay. What else is she in? I feel like
she's in other shit too, but she's in a lot of shit. But The Family Man's what I reckon, and then this are like the 2 things that I think of.
Okay, I don't know what The Family Man is. I'm pretty sure you're just making that up. But I
Fair enough.
I know the name.
Yeah, it's when you see her, you're like, oh, that chick.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she's talking to her, and she like convinces her to go with her. And then the black girl's telling her like, "Oh, it's a favor from Mike Lowry." And then she's like, "Oh, that's that cop you're in love with." And she's like, "No, I'm not in love with him. It's just like, if you ever need a favor and you're ever in trouble, Mike Lowry's the guy to call."
Right.
You know? And she's like, "Oh, okay." So the next scene, they go to the guy's house.
Mm-hmm. It's also a very rich kid to be friends with a hooker.
Oh, yeah.
That's like really rich kid.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
So they go to the rich guy's, like whoever the rich guy, the house, right?
Right.
And he's like all coked up and he's dancing. He's by himself though. You can tell he's fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like there's the big heroin kind of like the heroin that they stole. There's one of them on the table, and it's like cut open and like being,
one heroin, please.
Yeah, like a kilo, like
okay.
a brick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like cut open.
Yeah.
Like and like with the snort thing next to it. Like it's all this dude's like tripping.
A
He's
snort
like,
thing.
It was like $1 rolled up.
Okay.
I guess I could have said that.
Yeah. I'll take one heroin and one snort thing.
One snort thing, please.
Yeah.
That's 7-Eleven. So the guy's like being like really aggressive with him,
right.
And then she's kind of like turned off. And like the one white girl's like, "I don't like this," you know what I mean? And the black girl's like, "Oh, just calm down. Let's just stay for one drink." And then he gives them the drinks, and then she goes one sip, and then they sip, and she goes, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom," and then we're leaving. So the white girl goes upstairs to go to the bathroom. Right when she goes up there, the other dudes come in, like all the other Russian mobsters come in the house. All right,
that's a bad situation that they're in.
And then the boss comes in.
Whoa, yep. Jesus.
And he sees that the heroin is open on the table, of the ones they just robbed.
Yeah.
Right? The one that they were snorting. And
they see this random ass chick.
Random ass, hot, beautiful chick in this house, this crazy mansion.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You treat yourself well." He said, "You treat yourself well, Eddie." Huh? You say it like all calm. And he's like, the guy's like, "Yeah, you know, I had to blow off some steam." And he's all coked up. You know, he's like, "You know, just had to blow off some steam." And he's like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm catering this." You know, he was like, "I was looking for my 2 keys of coke and now I found them." Because there's like 2, like the keys of, and he was like, "Oh, well, I mean, you know, I thought it's from our score. I thought it was ours." And then right then he slaps the shit out of him. Like, ours? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're an idiot.
Idiot.
What are you doing? Also, why are you just bringing out random people you don't know around evidence?
Dude, like legit, and you just did this crime.
Yeah, and your friends are coming over. Why'd you get 2 hookers and your friends are coming over?
Get 4 hookers.
Yeah, get enough hookers. Either get enough hookers for your friends
or no hookers.
No hookers.
You're right. That's the most fair thing you've ever said on this podcast.
Yeah. What are the 2?
So right then he looks at the Maxine chick and she's like, she knows that she's in a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
Now she's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like really serious.
Yeah.
And then he goes, you know, "Oh, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful woman." You know, and then he's like, "I love a woman with style. You dress classy." You know, because she looked really nice.
Yeah.
And then
things go bad.
And then she's looking at him. She's trying not to cry. And he's like, "You look like model. Have you ever modeled before?" And he's like, "Would you model for me?" You know, and she's like, and then like right then, like it cuts to Julie, and because Maxine's trying not to cry, like just it shows her like she's just, and then she's like walking and like she does like a little spin, and it cuts to Julie upstairs, and she's like drying her hands and looking down, and she sees everything, like everybody, right? And she doesn't know what's going on still.
Right.
So all she says something like, "Oh, who are these fucking idiots? Oh God, more." You know, more aggressive, coked out Russians or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And she's drying her hands. And then, like, right then, it cuts to the guy, and then he grabs a pillow, and then he shoots her in slow motion in the back. Like, while she's spinning. Just, like, and then she dies all Michael Bay, like, oh, and then she falls in slow motion. And then, of course, the Julie girl now is like, you know, it gets really serious.
Oh, whoa. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. So she's dead.
Jesus.
Then they kill the guy.
Oh, God. I thought Maxine was going to play a bigger role.
Oh no!
Oh God, she got J-Lo'd
real quick.
Oh, she
and
got
then they
J-Lo'd
shoot the dude in the kneecap, right? And then he falls like the idiot guy. They shoot him in the kneecap, right? And then he's like, "Oh, you know," and they're like, "Eddie, you were a cop for so long. You were a cop for, you know." He's like, "Oh, you couldn't wait 4 more days to be an idiot." You know what I mean? So you couldn't wait 4 more days. He's like, "I can't work with this kind of stupidity." And then he like snaps, and then his other boys kill him. I mean, like they just shoot him in the chest. But he used to be a cop.
So there's the inside
job.
Okay.
That was the information that was needed.
Yeah.
But also, and that this villain is like pretty good so far. I liked it. I rewatched it. I was like, "Oh, this guy's very evil."
Yeah. I mean,
you know
I mean, he killed her. Which, I mean, I guess if you're an evil villain, you kind of had to do it there.
Got to.
Yeah.
So right then they notice homegirl upstairs.
Oh Jesus! She didn't hide immediately.
No, I mean, no, she was, but she moved. Like she moved. You know, when you just like make a little bit of a noise because she was
yeah.
trying to move to get away.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they just start shooting at her immediately. She screams, ah! She runs. So now she's running upstairs. They're chasing. He's like, get her! You know what I mean? The Russian guy. So now they're chasing her through the roof. They're chasing her through the attic, on top of roofs and all this shit. She's like on like the 7th floor of a building or some shit now.
Okay.
Bro. Right?
Okay. So she's in a fucked up place.
They got her. They're coming up on her. She looks down. She sees a pool. It looks like they got her, bro. She looks. She fucking jumps.
Oh man, you gotta do it.
Lands. I mean, it's crazy because you're watching. You're like, bro, how does she not know that was the shallow end? Because the whole time you're following, you're like, there's no way you're not like, this is the shallow end. This is for sure the shallow end. It's like, bro, she jumped from like 7 stories. So you're like, I'm landing in the shallow end because
at 7 stories, it's all the shallow end.
It's right. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
At
it was that kind of a drop, bro. It was. I mean, it might not have been 7, but it was like where you're like, oh man, she's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucked. However you land, dog.
Yeah. It's not water. Does the higher you go, the more water acts like a fucking solid. So you're fucked.
But she makes it, and because it's a movie, and then the bad guys they realize she made it, and then the boss is like, find out who she is. You know what I mean? So it cuts to Will and Martin, and they're showing up to the house that was just that this all just taking place at.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
So they just missed.
No, they're showing up like with all the other cops. Like somebody called the police on this house. You know what I mean? So now they're showing up. They notice
there were gunshots.
Yeah, and all that. You know what I mean? So they recognize right when they walk in, they recognize the dead guy. They're like, oh, that's ex-cop. That's Eddie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, okay. And then they notice the heroin on the table. Like, that's our heroin.
Okay.
So they're like, oh, okay, this is our crime scene. You know what I mean? They start wondering why it's all shot up on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And then they notice that there's 2 shades of lipstick on the wine glass. And then the captain's like, there was another girl here. Find her. She's not here. There's no other body here.
Yeah.
Find this other girl. There had to be 2 girls here.
Yeah.
There's 2 shades of lipstick on these 2 different wine glasses. You know what I mean? So they're like, okay, we will. And then right then Martin notices the dead body. And then he lifts up the thing and he's like, oh shit, it's the girl from the gym. And then he calls Will over and Will's like, and then he sees her and then it's just sad music starts playing and then Martin, hand on the shoulder and Will like looks away. You know what I mean?
I don't think we should be laughing at this point.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be laughing?
Yeah, it's funny to me. And then Martin goes up, man,
what's wrong with
we're
it?
going to get the witness
Yeah.
and the fools who did this. And
nice.
Yeah, and then Will's like, all right, man, I got to go. And he's like, where are you going? It's like, I'm just going to go check some leads. And then Martin's like, yo, man, you okay? And he's like, I'm cool. And then they walk away. Sad music still playing. Very Michael Bay.
Yeah, it's too cheesy.
Oh, dude, of course.
It's way too cheesy. My God.
I mean, why do you think it was a box office mega hit?
That's fair. That's also fair. Also, I mean, the pew 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 part sound pretty cool.
Oh, dude, you're gonna watch the movie. It's very cool, very funny.
Yeah.
And then everything else is Michael Bay.
It's Michael Bay. Yeah.
So they.
Can I ask you a question now?
What's up, buddy?
Did you think it was a good movie?
Oh, I love this movie.
Okay, but that's a different thing altogether. Did you think it was a good movie?
Compared to the second one, this is a really good movie.
Okay.
Because the second one is like Rocky IV. Good.
Okay, but like this one is like, okay, compared to Armageddon, let's put it up against another Michael Bay movie.
I like Armageddon a little better.
Okay.
But this, I mean, like a little. You know what I mean?
Okay,
but when you
so
see them, you're gonna. You see why they both were big hits. Like you're like, oh, okay, this was everything. You had 2 great leads. You had great action. You had, you know what I mean? Like
ridiculous plot.
It all makes sense.
Okay,
all completely adds up. So they show the madam lady who sent the girl on the job, and then it cuts to her and she's at her house on the phone, like doing her nails, and her power goes off. Right, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then you see a guy sneaking down a hallway with a sledgehammer. And like a mask in her house. Yeah. Sledgehammer.
God, that's rough.
Yeah. So Martin is now on the phone with like people trying to get information for the case and his wife. And his wife is trying to have like phone sex. And he's like trying to do both. And it's very funny. It's like, you know what I mean? You can imagine.
I mean, he said something sexual to...
well, no. He's yelling at this person and then like his wife's like trying to get in and he's like, baby, come on. I'm like, no, come, I'm trying to do this. You know what I mean? Like, no, you have the files, but and he's doing like that.
Okay.
And, and then... They keep going back and forth, and then it shows it like cuts to she argues. It cuts to the wife, and like she's like, I can't deal with this, and she didn't like, and she's like, you ain't getting none tonight, Martin. So don't even come or something like that.
Oh Jesus, that's like a running theme, huh?
Oh
Martin can't get laid.
And he's like, God damn it, he's all mad.
Yeah,
and
wow, she sounds very ununderstanding of what's happening in this situation.
Well, she doesn't know.
Oh. She doesn't know that he's yelling on the other end? She can't figure it out?
Oh, she doesn't know what he's yelling about.
I mean, a part of you should be like, he's probably
He's at
stressed.
work. He's probably at work.
Yeah, he's probably at work. It's also in the afternoon, I'd assume.
Well, no, it's late at night.
Okay.
It's late. That's why she's saying the conversation you need to come home. That's why they're trying to phone sex.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense then.
All right, so Will is now.
Now I get why she's angry.
Yeah,
I
Will.
think she's wrong, but I get why she's angry.
Will goes to the madam's house.
Right.
Okay, and he notices that the door is open. This is weird. Why is the door just open? And it cuts to the guy with the sledgehammer. He's in the bathroom washing all the blood off his hands. And it shows like her body like dangling. So he sledgehammered her to death. It's a really fucked up way to kill her.
Jesus, for real.
Shoot the bitch, man. Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, yeah, sledgehammer, that's like really personal.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's like crazy personal.
So, like, it cuts to Will, and he calls for backup, and then he keeps coming, and he looks, and then he sees the dead body, and then right when he notices the dead body, the guy throws Will out the window. And like Will lands, poof, like all fucked up, and he's like, the guy goes, "Don't mess with us," and he runs away.
Okay.
So Will's just like, he's fucking knocked out. You know what I mean? Back at the office, they get a call from the Julie girl. This is the white girl that was with the chick. And she's asking for Mike Lowry. All right. And she's going off about, she's like, I just saw my best friend get murdered. Whoop, whoop. I want to talk. And they're like, okay. And then he's like, I got other detectives here, but Mike. And she's like, I'm only talking to Mike Lowry, or I'm leaving town. And then he's like, fine. Mike Lowry's right here.
And it's Martin pretends to be Mike.
Yep. You already know, dog. So Martin's like,
right.
And then he's like, Mike, Captain, I can't be Mike. He's like, you gotta do this right now. He's like, please. And he hands him the phone, and he's like, hello, this is Mike Lowry. And then the captain goes, no, he doesn't sound that way. Talk sexier. He's way sexier. Be sexy. And then he tells him, he's like, it's gonna be all right. Mike Lowry's on the rescue. He's like talking like that.
Yeah.
And then the captain tells him like, hey, go over there to her now and just pretend to be Mike. And then he's like, all right, whatever. Oh, cool. But I got to do this, So he goes to the girl's house, and he's outside the door, and he's like, all right, Mike Lowry. Okay. Knocks on the door. And she goes, who's there? And he goes, Mike Lowry. And she goes, how do I know it's Mike Lowry? And he goes, because I'm Mike Lowry. She's like, okay.
Great improviser.
Yeah. He's so stupid the whole movie, bro.
Jesus Christ, what a dumbass.
Yeah, and so she opens the door, and then right when she opens the door, she looks at him, she's like, you're not Mike Lowry. And then she tries to swing and kill him with a baseball bat. And he's like, whoa, you fucking crazy lady. He dodges it, and then he finally gets it from her, right? And then he gets it from her, he's like, yo, you're a fucking psychopath. I came over to help you. Now I'm out. And just so you know, the bad guys know where you live. So good luck. And he throws the bat down, like, fuck you, I'm out. And then she goes, they killed her in front of me. Like she wasn't even a person. They killed her. And then he goes, I know, look, I cared about Maxine too, and I'm here to help you, all right? He goes, but he's like, but right now we got to get out of here. He's like, you can't be here. They're going to be coming for you soon. We got to get you out of here. And she's like, okay. And then she gets her dogs, and then she's like, I got to get my dogs. She goes and she has these 2 dogs, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to get you into protective custody. And then she's like, no, I don't want to go into protective custody. I don't feel safe there. And they're arguing, and then right then somebody comes in and starts shooting at him. And just a crazy shootout breaks out.
I was expecting that.
Oh, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence has to kill one of the guys, and they shoot their way out like crazy. They get into a station wagon, and they fucking speed off.
Did they take the dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, the dogs make it.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then they, as they're speeding off, she's like, like they're arguing about protective custody, and she's like, no, I'm not going there, blah, blah, blah. And then he tells her on the way there, he needs, he's like, on the way to protective custody, he's like, I need you to look through mugshots. She's like, look, well, if I'm going to do this, she's like, I got to go to your place. She's like, that's the only place I'm going. I'm not going to no protective custody because I know that guy had cops. And he goes, no, you can't go to my place. And then he thinks about it and he goes, oh, shit, yeah, you can go to my place. Of course you can go to Mike Lowry's place. I'm Mike Lowry. He says going like that.
At this point, why not tell her the truth? What are you doing?
Because they're just stupid.
Yeah, what a dumbass. You have a wife who's already not having sex with you.
Dude.
Yeah, so now you're just going to parade around with this hooker? How is that going to work out?
Well, she's not a hooker. This is just a friend.
What?
This isn't the hooker.
I just assumed they were both hookers.
No, this is just a girl that's not a hooker.
Okay.
She's friends with the other girl.
She's friends with the other girl. And
she was in town for the weekend.
And the madam girl knows her?
Oh, no. The madam girl knows that they're friends.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, I've seen that friend. She's cute. That's all it was. It wasn't like, she was like, oh, that friend's cute. You should take her with you. You know, I mean, not like, I guess, you know, but like, she's not a hooker. She's definitely not a hooker.
Well, what a bad friend. What a bad, no, like.
The hooker or her?
The hooker. The hooker was a terrible.
Oh, yeah, the hooker took her to get her.
To take her to a job?
Dude.
What? God, what's wrong with you?
And you just asked the madam, like, who's the most coked out person that you, you asked for this job.
And willing to pay money. So you're like, you're trying to get your friend in the game. Jeez. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's of course. Yeah. Definitely.
100%.
Like, for sure, yeah. So they go to the place, and then Martin pulls up, and there's this guy who works the door named Chet, and he tells Chet, he's like, look, man, I'm gonna be staying at Mike's place tonight. And he's like, oh, Mike didn't mention anything about that. And then he slips him some money. And then the guy tries to weasel like some more money out of him. And then he goes, oh, okay. And then he goes to like give him more money. And then he grabs his wrist and like fucking like turns it. And he's like, don't you ever try to fucking extradite more money out of me. And the guy's like, oh yeah, I got the key to the place right here, sir. Like, you know what I mean? You fucking, I don't play that shit, bro.
Yeah, you already won. You got money.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
So they go into Mike. He takes her in her place, right? And then he goes, welcome to Casa de Lowry. And then he can't find like the lights, of course. Because
he's never been?
Well, doesn't know. I don't think he's been like that. You know what I mean? So he's like looking for all the lights. And then he's like tripping over shit. And he's like, man, you know, I'm always moving my switches and tripping over shit when I know where it is. That's what he says.
I'm always moving my switches is a very funny line.
I'm always moving my switches.
I'm always moving my switches is hilarious. Yeah, like think about that logistically. Like what it would take.
Moving my switches is so funny, bro.
Yeah. That would take months to do every time, I feel, or like weeks.
He accidentally cuts on the voicemail, and it's some girl like trying to like fuck Will Smith. Like, oh, I want you so bad. I need you back inside me. He's like, oh shit, you know, oh girls, you know, these bitches be calling me. I'm Mike Lowry. You know, he's just like he's so nervously freaking out. Like, oh my god, this is not me. Yeah. You know what I mean? She looks at the place and then like, she's like, man, this is a really nice place. All this on a cop salary. And then he's like, oh, I'm actually a second generation rich kid. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, oh, what are you, some kind of action junkie? And then he's like, oh, well, you know. And then she goes, like she asked where the fridge is, and then he points one direction, and then she's like, oh, isn't that the fridge right there? And he's like, oh yeah, you know. My fridge be moving.
It's like the switches, man. That's the thing. When you move your switches, you got to move your fridge.
Right. And so he says he's going to leave. And then she's like, oh, don't leave me with it. And then he calms her down before he goes. He's like, trust me, everything's going to be okay. And then when he leaves, he tells Chet, he's like, hey, Chet, if Will Smith comes, make sure he calls me before you let him inside. And he's like, oh, I can't. Mr. Smith, you know, he lives here. I can't tell him what to do. He's like, hey, Mr. Smith, like, hey, if that motherfucker comes here, you fucking call me before you let him in this room. You know what I mean?
Right.
He does not know. And you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you do that. You're my deputy on this. And the guy's like, I'm your deputy. And he got all excited, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, you give a security guard a real taste of power. They go crazy.
Oh, with a real cop, real job? Like, oh, man, you get excited.
Yeah. Oh, man. Remember those security guards at the Horton Mall Plaza that dressed up like cops?
Those fucking guys.
Yeah. Dude, never give a security guard real power. They'll lose their minds.
So right then, Martin goes home. Yeah. And his wife goes off on him ASAP. Right? Mm-hmm. Immediately going off on him. And she's like, he's like, oh, baby, come on. You know, she's like, you smell like perfume and you don't even have your wedding ring on. And then he looks down. He's like, fuck. Because he took it off before he went into the house to be Mike Lowry. You know what I mean? And then she's like, and she makes him sleep on the couch. Okay?
Which is, again, I get. That I get.
Another night of no sex for him.
Yeah. Well, he deserves that.
Yeah.
He's earned no sex this time.
Definitely.
She's right. And I get it.
So, yeah, Martin sees Will the next morning. He's screaming at him. Like, where were you last night? I was calling you, blah, blah, blah. You left your partner out to dry. I needed you last night. And then Will's got like a bag on his head, like just like, and then Will's like, look, man, I got a dead madam on my head and a fucking concussion. Mm-hmm. Just leave me alone. And then Martin keeps yelling, like, fuck you. You don't need to answer your fucking phone. And then he's like, oh, man, shh. You sound like a nagging wife. Like, do you realize that? And then they keep going back and forth, back and forth. They get to the captain who's playing b-ball basketball in the gym, like by himself.
Right.
And he's got like a cigar in his mouth.
Oh, I can't even imagine the ridiculousness of this shot.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Got a cigar in his mouth.
Yeah, playing basketball by himself. All right. I love it. Michael Bay, I love you.
He starts yelling at him right when they walk in for not getting the dope
with
back.
a cigar in his mouth.
Why don't you guys have the goddamn dope? Basketball in his hand. Man, you're supposed to have the dope back by now. It's going off on him, right?
Right.
And then
wait, so this captain expects just the two guys to bring down
all the dope back.
All the dope that somebody was smart enough to steal from the police station.
Yes.
Great, Captain.
And he's yelling at him.
Just really good at your job, bro.
Cigar in the mouth, baby. Love that too. Just
That's
right
my
there.
favorite part. That's my favorite. Yeah. I can see the shot in my head.
Oh, you see
it's
him.
like slanted and it's coming from coming from
He's
below
pissed.
him.
He's
yeah.
fucking pissed. He's so mad.
Is he wearing sunglasses? That's the only thing that's
He's wearing glasses, like
okay.
you know what I mean?
Okay. Boring ass glasses. Like me. These Woody Allen bitch glasses.
So he shoots right and he completely misses the backboard. Just completely horribly misses
take the cigar
backboard,
in your mouth.
right?
It doesn't help your form.
And then he goes, he's yelling at him and he's like, you guys keep having shootouts, blah, blah, blah. And then Will Smith goes, I didn't kill anyone today, Captain. And he goes, shut up, goddammit. And then he shoots another one and it's way off to the side again. Right. And he goes, I swear to God, I was making every single one of these before you fuckers came in here. It's really funny. And then he goes, Martin tells him that the witness is at his place. And then, well, not at his place, but at Will's place. And then Will's like, what the fuck? And then they argue because he's pissed. He's like, why is she at my place? He's like, well, you should answer your fucking phone last night. And then they start arguing about that, right? And then the captain says, well, shut up. Until the case is done, fuck all that. You're Mike Lowry and you're you. And he's like, what? He's like, you heard me. He's like, you're you and then you're
you.
Not you unless you're with him. You know? And then they're like, why are we doing this, Captain? Pretty much what you said.
Right.
And he's like, shut up. I'm the captain, goddammit.
Yeah, you could just easily tell the truth.
Yeah.
At that point, you could just show up to Will's apartment.
And be like, hey, by the way, we said that
I'm Mike Lowry's partner. This is actually Mike Lowry.
Easily could have did that.
But problem solved. Marriage.
Let's move on to the murder.
Future marital problems that are going to happen from this, avoided.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Martin says he can't shake. He's like, I can't shack up with this woman, for 4 days. I got a wife and kids. And he's like, well, then you can quit. And then he's like, God damn it, Captain. And then Will,
retarded ass Captain.
Yeah. And then Will's like, don't worry, man. I'll stay with your wife and kids, and we'll smooth it over. It'll work out, right?
Right.
So he comes back to Martin. He's telling his wife that he has to go to Cleveland for 4 days. She's going off, right? Why do you have to go to Cleveland? Whoop-de-whoop. Why can't Mike go? And then Will Smith standing right there, and he's like, oh, Mike can't go because Mike's like, oh, I can't go. Captain said I'm a hothead or whatever. And then she's like, why does he have to stay here with me? Why do I need his protection? And he's like, oh, just in case there's been a lot of break-ins, whoop-de-whoop. And then right then, Will Smith goes, hey, I've been reading a book that could actually help y'all out a lot. And then he looks at him and goes, Mike, could you shut the fuck up? And he goes, oh, okay, you want me to? Okay, I will. And then he leaves, and then he comes, right, they start arguing again, and then he comes back, he goes, hey, y'all want something to drink? It's so funny.
Good timing.
Just great timing. Mm-hmm. Just that's them the whole movie. The whole movie is just
timing?
Just timing.
Yeah, yep. That's nice. That's good.
Yeah, not writing.
Well, no, clearly not writing, because the arguments make no sense, but if they're funny enough, they don't have to.
You're fucking right.
Yeah, it's Michael Bay. You forgive the things that make zero sense, because the explosions and then the characters are cool.
Yep. So the big drug boss, he's talking to this chemist guy, right? Mm-hmm. And the chemist is telling him how there's too much moisture and some of the drugs are getting fucked up because in this building, too much moisture in this building that they're in. They can't keep him here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And then he goes off on him and he's like, I gave you a deadline. Fucking finish your job. We got to have these drugs moved in a couple days. You know what I mean? So the Martin, he comes back to the place, right, where the girl's at.
Right.
And she asks, she's like, right when he gets there, she goes, hey, who's this guy in all these photos? And he goes, oh, that's my partner, Marcus. That's Marcus. And then she goes, oh, I've never seen anything like this before. And then he goes, oh, yeah, it's a cop thing. Every picture is for every time he saved my life. So it just reminds me of all the times he saved my life. That's it.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, okay, I thought he might have been your lover. And he goes, what? And she goes, oh, no, I just thought he might have been your gay lover. That's all. He goes, what? And she goes, there's nothing wrong with being gay. He goes, no. She's like, he's like, I think you're not listening to me. I think you don't think you registered. He's like, did you sleep on that bed last night? And she goes, yeah. He's like, you feel all them dents? It's like, that's me, baby. I puts it in, all right? I puts it in. She's like, you can be gay. It's okay. I ain't gay. Martin's just an idiot, bro. The whole movie.
Funny. Do dudes do that?
What?
I've never put pictures of yourself everywhere around your house. Is that a dude thing? I've never done that. There's no pictures of you around the house. There's no pictures of Trey around the house.
Weird.
Right? That's not like when I lived with all dudes in college. We never put pictures of myself around the house. This would be
a really vague guy.
It's a really vain dude, right?
Yeah, this would be a really vain dude.
Yeah.
If this dude is real, it's
a really vain guy. That's
really weird, bro.
I've never seen a picture of a dude alone in the house. It's always with his family or with his girl.
True. I can't. Yeah, you're right.
All right, cool. I'm not crazy. I don't know. I don't know people very well, so I could have been wrong.
No, you're right on that one.
Yeah.
You're right on that. So they argue more, and then they go over. They're like, let's review mugshots, right?
Yeah.
They argue over like health food and there's all this stupid shit. He's just going, and she's just looking at him like, you're not as smooth as she always describes. She keeps bringing that up, like as Maxine described you as. He's like, what? Because I eat bologna sandwiches. He got like a bologna sandwich. You know, he's just going off about all kinds of shit.
Right.
You know, they finally find the mugshot of the right guy who killed her. It cuts back to Will, and he's at the house telling Martin's kids like about some crazy bus story, like way too intense.
Yeah,
that
like,
they shouldn't be hearing.
Yeah,
it's really funny. You know,
and 3 girls, right?
Yeah,
that's funny.
And a little boy too.
Okay,
so
the boy's so into it.
They're all just like looking at him like that.
Great,
you know?
yeah.
It cuts back to it's cutting back and forth between back at Mike's place, and they're cleaning up like dog shit all over Will's place, and him and the girl are still going back and forth because there's just dog shit everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so it cuts back to them at the office, and Martin is telling him how he's getting sick of the witness, and then Will's like, "Man, your house ain't is a fucking zoo, man. It ain't no picnic either." And then Martin gets at me like, "What you trying to say?" And he gets up and he tries to fight him. You know what I mean? And he's like, "What do you mean what I'm trying to say?" And he goes, "Is that my goddamn shirt?" And then they just start really about to fight each other. You know what I mean? Over dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know. And then right then Will gets a page and he's like, it's the wife. I gotta call her. And then he goes, whose wife? You know? And then Martin calls her, and then Will starts talking to her in a smooth voice. But he's like saying normal shit.
Right.
Right. And then she hangs up, but Martin doesn't know because he's listening, and he goes, yeah, so what do you want to do? Should I rent a movie tonight? And then she's like, and then and he's like, oh, I guess we can just lay back and chill. I mean, what you wearing? And then he goes, baby, it's me. I ain't in Cleveland. Like, he grabs the phone, and then she, it's really, and he's like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm just playing. I hung up. He's like, don't fucking play with me, man. I'm gonna kill you today, dog. So
way to stick to the story, Martin. Good Lord.
Yeah, they go back to his place. Yeah, Michael Lowry's place, and Will walks in, he goes, hey, Chet. And then he goes, hey, Mr. Lowry. And then Martin walks in, he goes, hey, Chet. And he goes, hey, Mr. Lowry. The Lowry boys. That's what he says. He goes, the Lowry boys. And then he
Lowry
goes,
brothers.
like working, like he thought of to himself.
Yeah.
And then that's when the white girl meets Marcus for the first time, technically.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he charms her immediately. Like Will Smith just immediately charms her, And then she's like, wow, I recognize you from every one of the photos in his house.
Freaking joke.
And he's like, yeah, it's a cop thing, And then he's like, if you go to my place, it's just all Marcus. Which would be true. Which is true if they took it like so.
Wow, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
So she asked if she can go to the club with them. She said, Martin said you guys are going to the club tonight on some lead. And then like, can I go with you? And then right then Will goes, oh, wow. And then he notices a stain on the rug. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, what's this? And then he's like, oh, and then Martin's like, oh, it's just shit. It's from the little doggies. And he goes, huh, wow. And then right then the girl goes, yeah, I offered Mike to, pay for the cleaning, but he's such a sweet guy. He wouldn't allow it. And then Martin's like laughing.
Yeah.
like that. And he goes, oh, well, isn't that just funny? And you can just laugh at that because I'd be pissed. I'd be so fucking mad if this was my rug. And then Martin's just like looking at him like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. And so right then Martin tells the girl that she's not coming with him. And then they are going to the club to get the Noah guy from the mugshot that they found. Right. And then outside the club, it shows a guy sitting in a truck. And another boss comes up to him and tells him, sit here and wait till he hears the word. We'll send him the word, then that's when he'll,
about to start another shootout.
All right. So
pew, 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 pew.
The guy goes, okay. And he pulls out a cigarette to light it. And then the guy slaps the shit out of him. And he goes, hey, it's ether back there, you fucking idiot. And he turns around and it's all barrels of ether in the truck. All right? Yeah. So they show up.
Shit's about to explode.
Yeah. They show back at the place and Julie is sitting and looking at the mugshot and she's got a gun from the house, right? She's looking and she's just getting pissed. And then finally she leaves. She's like, I'm going to handle this myself.
What an idiot.
They always do it.
Yeah.
And Martin and Will, right before they go in the club, they look at each other, they go, no shootouts tonight. And they go, all right. They go, no shootouts. They start bickering. They go in the club, okay? Right when they go in, it's like some weird rave sex club.
Nice. Like, nice, with flashing lights.
And then everybody's dressed like they're about to fuck like an orgy. You know what I mean? Like really weird shit. And then right when they get in, he's
just
like...
super European.
Oh, yeah. Martin's like, look at you. Stay focused. Because Will's kind of already looking around.
Yeah, there's titties everywhere.
And he's like, I am focused. And Will's like, no, I'm focused. He's like, yeah, you're focused on all this scattered ass. I need you to pay fucking attention. And then so they separate, right? So Martin As they separate, the bad guys are in the club and they are up top. And it's like, and they look down, and they see Martin.
Right.
And they notice, like, oh, that's the cop. And he goes to the bathroom. So Martin goes to the bathroom, and right then another guy comes in and follows him in the bathroom, and then Martin's pissing, and he's talking to the guy like, man, them Budweisers be going through me, huh? You too, right, man? And then the guy's like, yeah, and he's looking at him, and he has shades on, and then Martin's kind of looking at his shades, and then through his shades, he sees another guy come in with a knife, and then he fucking pulls his gun out, he's like, freeze! And right then the other guy puts a plastic bag over his head. You know what I mean? And he starts choking him the fuck out. And Martin's like, oh, you know what I mean? And he drops his gun, and he fucking, like, he's swinging, and the other guy comes up to stab him, and right when he does, he fucking foots the other guy, like, right in the face.
Okay.
Pow!
A
Knocks
face
him
kick?
down. Face kick.
A face kick to the face?
Another face kick right in the face. Bing!
Okay.
Bang! Out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other guy's still choking him, plastic bag. You know what I mean? He's fucking slamming his head against the wall. Martin's head. Martin's gasping for air. Right then, they cut to Will Smith, and Will Smith is looking at a stripper, and he's just smiling. Like this, like, and then it shows her foot, and it's like in his face, and then it cuts back to Martin, and the guy's slamming his head, and then it's back to Will Smith, and he's looking at the foot like,
yeah, ooh,
yeah, sexy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can see through this fish tank behind Will Smith, Martin fighting. Right?
Oh, okay.
And so you see Martin finally, like, he gets the air vent off the wall, and he fucking bing knocks the guy out, and then he throws him through the fucking fish tank. You know? And then right then Will Smith's like, oh, fuck. And then he runs over to see what's going on. And then Martin knocks the other guy out on the toilet. Like, he uses the other guys, he just knocks him out on the toilet, right?
Yeah. But what does he knock him out with?
Like, grabs his head and knocks him out on the toilet.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah, gets him good. You know what
Jesus.
I mean? Well, he's pissed.
Hey, this is violent.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, guys, whoa, hold up.
So right then,
Back it up.
Martin comes out, and then Will's like, yo, what the fuck? And he's like, yo, we got to find this Noah guy and get out of here.
Right.
So they start looking for the guy. Right then, Julie comes in. And
just fucking up their plans.
yeah, the bad guy up top is now he looks at her, he notices her, and she looks at him, and then she pulls out her gun, and she's about to shoot him, and right then Martin, Will goes, Julie, no! And then Martin grabs her at the last second and she shoots, but she misses.
Right.
You know what I mean? But she would have killed him. Fucking shoots, she misses. They run, everybody, they scramble outside because the bad guys are now trying to get him,
Right.
and they steal the ether truck that was sitting out front waiting.
Where did the driver go?
He was there, but they steal it. Like they go,
Right.
hey, we're gonna, LA, we need this. In Miami PD, we need this, and they take him out like that. And the guy's like, he's like, oh, and they take him out.
Well,
and they
he's
take off with
fucked
the
anyway.
ether truck.
Yeah.
He's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that
he's
guy's
fucked.
definitely dead.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
let
my
the
God.
cops have this, bro? You idiot.
Yeah. But also, he was gonna die anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. He's just wrong place, wrong time.
So
Yeah. Don't drive ether trucks.
definitely.
What are you doing?
So they speed off now, and now the Noah dude is chasing them, right?
Right.
And then he yells at her for like they're yelling at her, why was she there? What was she doing? Blah blah blah. And then she was like, I was gonna kill him, but you wouldn't let me do it. And then they notice the ether in the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Martin's like, oh my God, Mike Lowry, you the man tonight. You picked the goddamn ice cream truck that's a fucking bomb. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're like, oh my God. So they're freaking out. And there's a full-on chase, and then like full-on chase scene, and then they drive through a construction site. And then right then Martin goes, oh shit, man, we gotta do something. I'm running out of road. And then Will Smith goes, out of road? All of Miami and you're out of road? And he goes, come on, man, we got to figure this out. Let's go. And so right then, he starts throwing the ether barrels out the truck and shooting them. Blowing them up, like, as the car. And then finally, he blows up the car, but it kills them. Like, it kills the people chasing them. And then right then, Martin goes, just another one to your body count. And he looks at him, and Will's like, fuck, because he didn't mean to kill him like that.
Yeah.
He was just trying to slow him down, because they didn't have any more room to go. So they go, man, that was our only lead to the dope. You know what I mean? Now what we gonna do? And then
So Noah's dead.
Yeah, right then Julie gets pissed. She goes, the dope? What about Maxine's killer? I thought this was about her killer. And then right then she storms off, and then that's when Mike Lowry goes up to her. Will goes up to her. He's like, look, you gotta calm down. You know what I mean? Because all these news like helicopters come up and like start looking at
what's going on.
And then he's talking to her, calm down. There's nothing more important. And Martin's going off in the corner, right? Just mad that they killed the drug dealer. And then he's telling her like, it looks like he's mad about that, but he's like, I promise you, there's nothing more he cares about than Maxine. And he's talking about himself. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they're still doing this weird switcheroo.
Still doing the weird switcheroo, man. This high school switcheroo at a prom. Yeah, situation.
In the second movie, does Will like take two different dates to the same prom?
Not telling. Because it's
that's
on the list, baby.
Literally the same level of
what's going on.
Conundrum, I
so,
guess.
They stop in a store to get Julie shampoo.
Yeah.
And Will Smith brings up the JoJo guy from the beginning, the guy that worked the rubber tire store.
Right.
And he was like, yo, man, that was too much heroin and there's too much ether in this town for JoJo not to know what's going on. That guy used to be the biggest guy, heroin dealer. You know, he's got to know something. We got to go back to him.
Right.
You know, and Martin's like, all right, that's a good idea. Right then they try to pay for the shampoo and the clerk, who's like a brown, like a your kind of brown kind of person.
My kind of
Yeah,
brown.
he notices the gun and then he pulls the gun on. He pulls the gun on them and goes, "Freeze, mother bitches! You're not robbing me today." You're like some shit like that, and then they're like, "Whoa, whoa!" And then Martin looks at Will and he's like, "Bro, does violence just fucking follow you, man?" And then he's like, "Yo, how is this me?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not Will's fault, but also yeah, totally, violence follows.
And so he's like, "I blow you mother bitches right now." And then the guy's like, he's like, we're police. And he's like, "No, you're trying to rob me. I know you're trying to rob me." And then right then they're arguing, and right then the Julie girl's like, "Oh, fuck this." And then she leaves, and then the clerk guy puts the gun on her leaving, and then right then they pull like 3 guns out on him. Like Will has 2, he has 1, and then they're looking at him, and he's like, "Now you freeze, mother bitch." And he's like, "Now back up and hand me a pack of that tropical fruity bubblicious." And then Martin's quiet, and he goes, "And some Skittles." And then the guy's like about to have a heart attack.
Yo, so I auditioned for what I think is maybe it was Bad Boys, but what I think is like a TV version of Bad Boys, because you know how they're doing all TV versions of movies now, and that was the scene. I'm the cashier.
Oh, the guy getting robbed?
Yeah.
I'm sure that was, because this is that movie.
Yeah.
They had to be taking it from this movie.
Absolutely. That's what it felt like.
Oh, TV. Way to kill it.
I know.
Way to keep writing original stuff.
Okay, real quick. If you're making a TV series on a movie, we know how that shit ends. We know how it goes. How are you gonna make? They made a Training Day show. How are you gonna make a season 2 of Training Day? What is the long-term plan there?
There wasn't. There wasn't, Bob.
Stop it, Hollywood. Stop it.
Back at his place, Julie is stretching in his bed, right?
Right.
Martin says, like, he's like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go to bed." You know, and she's like, "Well, make yourself at home. You know, this is your bed." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he sits on the bed like nervously. And then she's like, "You know, for such a stud, you seem to be nervous about having a girl in your bed." And then he's like, "No, I'm not nervous." And then he lays down next to her like really uncomfortable.
Like really stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she talks about how horny she feels and how he, whoop. And then he's just like looking terrified.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Will at Martin's house. And then he's got like, it's Will and Martin's wife. And they're looking at like old pictures of Martin, like laughing and having a great time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Julie. And then she's talking about how smooth Will Smith is. And then he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah, he's real smooth." That's what Martin says. She's like, "Yeah, God." She's like, "I bet his wife's enjoying how smooth he is right now and all his smoothness." And then he's like, "Why are you saying that?" And then she's like, "Oh my God, a guy like him." And she goes on, and he's starting to get like more mad and like more pissed.
Jealous.
And he's like, "So you mean if you were alone with him and you'd be all over him right now? Like that you could if you were alone with him?" And she's like, "Oh God, I don't know, any woman alone with him wouldn't be all over him." And he's like, "I gotta go." So of course, like he fucking takes off because he's an idiot. And then he brings her with her, and then he handcuffs her to the steering wheel. He's like, "Don't." He's like, "I'll be right back." And she's like, "You're fucking crazy. What's wrong with you?"
Right.
So he takes off running
He goes to the house, back
to
to his house.
his actual house. The bad guys are spying on him at the house, like on his house, right?
Okay, that's funny. But like also what? Do you want to get caught? Do you want to get caught with another girl? What are you doing?
So the bad guys are like, because the bad guys are like, they're like spying on him
Right.
now at this house. And they don't understand what's happening. Like they're in the car talking and they're like, what's going on? Because they see him breaking into the house. Like he's climbing out, he's scaling his own house. So they're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Because they've been waiting for him to come back, but they're like, whoa, he's here, but what is he doing?
Right.
So they're watching, and then you hear like Martin, he's talking nonsense to himself, like, "Oh, come to my house, oh, fuck my wife in front of my kids. I thought we were boys. He's gonna be my boy and fuck my wife." You know what I mean? And he finally gets to the top, like where his room would be.
Oh God,
and then he falls.
I'm such a Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He falls and he knocks like all the trash cans over. So Will Smith, he comes and he looks outside and he's like, "Teresa, get the kids and go hide," because he thinks it's like a robber or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he goes outside and he runs and he tackles them, right? And then right then they're fighting. And then finally he realizes it's Marcus. And he's like, yo, what the fuck you doing? He's like, "You do it, Teresa. You do it, Teresa." You know, and he's like, "No, of course not, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
You fucking idiot.
You know, and like they're all wet because they were fighting in like the little outdoor pool,
Yeah.
you know? And then right then the bad guys are watching still and they're like, "Well, I guess should we, like, they look like they're going to kill each other. And they're like, yeah. He's like, well, the boss wants us to kill him. He's like, should we kill him now? He's like, yeah, let's go kill him now. And then right when they're about to kill him, the Sanchez and the Ruiz, the Mexican cops, they come up and they go, hey, fellas. And then the Sanchez guy goes, what do you hate? He's like, do you hate anything more than bad guys messing with cops' families? And then the one guy goes, nope, I hate it the most. And then they like,
oh,
they're good guys.
Oh, Mexicops to the rescue.
You thought they were bad guys.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's dope.
So outside, Will tells Martin what the fuck is like. He's like, yo, man. He's like, what's wrong with you? Martin's like, I'm sorry, man. I just, I'm stressed out. I haven't seen my wife, I haven't my family, and I thought you guys were doing something, man. He's like, why? I would never do that. It's like, it's like, use your brain, man. I would never do that. He's like, I know, man. I ain't had no quality time, man. I'm sorry. My bad. And then he leaves. He goes home. He's just an idiot. So the next day they're interrogating the big guy that they arrested, the big guys they arrested from last night.
Right.
And they find out that the bad guy's name is Fouquet, like Fouchet or something like that. Fouchet.
Okay.
So they go to see JoJo, the tire guy, and they lock her to the steering wheel again, right? And this time when they go see him, they're like, hey, JoJo, we're back to see you and talk a little bit. He runs. This time he takes off running.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's fucking.
Because he knows what's up. He knows something. Well, he knows something this time.
Yeah.
Right, but Will's in the back, and then he grabs him, he pins him on the wall, and they start questioning him. And then he's like, yo, I'm in the rubber business now. I don't do that shit anymore. And then Will gets pissed and puts a gun to his head. And then he's like, yo, you're cops. And he's like, I should turn you in. You can't do this to me. And then Will immediately cocks the gun. And then he goes, yo, if you don't start talking, I'm putting lead in you. I don't give a fuck. And then the guy's like, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. And then right then Martin grabs him. He's like, yo, he ain't worth all this, Mike. This ain't worth this. And then he pulls a gun on Martin and he goes, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'll bust your ass too. And then Martin's like, when you kill him, he's on your fucking hands. And he walks out, and the guy's like, yo, what? No, man, come on, don't kill me, man. And he's like, no, man, JoJo, he's fucking crazy. He's like, I don't want no brain fragments on me. And then the guy's like, all right, man, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you what I know. And then Martin's like, tell him what you know, JoJo. Tell him what you know. Just like yelling from the back. Just like being an insane person.
They're playing insane cop. That's
insane cop.
Yeah.
And then the guy tells him, like, oh, like he's got I know this. There's this guy cooking for this famous Russian, and he's a genius chemist. He's out on Coconut Grove, and he's cooking for this big Russian. That's all I know. You know what I mean? And they're like, all right, JoJo. And he's like, go get the address. So JoJo goes to get the address, and Martin's like, yo, that was amazing, man. I really thought you were going to kill me. And then Will was like, I was. And then he walks off. And so they're staking out the chemist's house, right? And they're doing it with the Julie girl because they just don't trust her being at the house by herself.
That's like a big point in Michael Bay movies too. You just bring along the girl for some reason. Yeah, like what? What you gonna?
Never makes sense.
Yeah, why are you bringing her if you're just gonna handcuff her? That's literally.
And you're staking
like
out.
Anchor.
Okay, so she's doing the stakeout with him.
Yeah. And
then she's getting on Martin's case. Like, why are you so angry? It's probably because your lack of sex. And then right then Will's like, oh, you hit him on the nail right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, you don't know that. And he's like, oh, you don't know? And then Will Smith talks like, oh, this is Mike Lowry over here. Ain't that right, Mike? King Ding-a-ling. And then Martin's like, yeah, why don't I rip it out and put it on your forehead? Shut the fuck up. You know, like that.
Yeah.
And so they're going back and forth, they're arguing. And then they finally, the chemist comes out and they tail him all the way to a ship. He goes to the ship, right? And then when they get to the ship, they're spying on the ship, and then it shows the Fouquet, and he's spying on them, spying on the ship, the bad guy. So he knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? So it cuts back to Martin's kids, and they're watching the news, and they see that their dad on TV the other night from the barrels exploding. And then they call their mom in. They're like, Mom, look. And then she sees him on the news in Miami, and she's like, motherfucker. He's not in Cleveland.
Right.
You know? So they go back to Mike's place, and Julie steals the handcuff key to make sure that they never handcuff her again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And right then, Teresa shows up, Martin's wife. Okay? And she rings the doorbell, and then Julie goes and she answers, and she's like, hi, can I help you? And she's like, yeah, I'm here to kill my husband. And then Julie looks at her and she goes, is he the tall one or the short one? And then she goes, the short one. And she goes, I fucking knew it. And she goes, he's right inside. And so she goes in, and then of course he sees his wife, and he's like, oh shit, Teresa. And his voice just immediately starts cracking. And then she's like, oh my God, what are you still doing here? You're not in Cleveland. I saw you on the news. I saw your ass on the news. And then right then Will Smith goes, yeah, but Teresa, the news be slanting shit. Gotta have your boys back.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotta have your boys back.
100%.
The
That
news be
situation-
slanting shit.
That
That's so
situation,
great.
yeah, that's the. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. You
I
gotta
know you'd have it. Hey, yeah, bro.
oh,
Hey, you know how the news be.
Yeah, you're in Cleveland right now. You just say wild
Yeah,
shit.
you're in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now, you're not looking at him.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You're looking at two of me.
Yeah, that's Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
So Julie leaves, right? She leaves because she's upset, and they upset that they lied. So Will, he runs after her and tries to talk to her and calm her down. And like he goes downstairs in the lobby, right, with the Chet guy, and he's talking to her and calming her down, apologizing, and saying that the real thing. Right then, Teresa and Martin are also coming down, and right then Fouquet and all the bad guys come in. So it's turned. So they walk in slow mo. You see Will, he's talking to her, trying to calm her down. You see Martin and Teresa come out. She's trying to leave, and he's like trying to calm her down. And then like they both look up and they notice him. And then the bag Russian guy smiles, and then he pulls out two guns in slow mo, and then everybody's like, "Julie, run!" And because Julie's like right in front of him, and then Julie like kind of dies, and then big shootout, pow, 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 pow. And then Martin trying to like save his wife, and then now just a big old they kill a couple, you know what I mean? Just huge shootout, and then they grab Julie and they take off with her. The Russians, they get her. Will's chasing her down the street. They're driving. His shirt's undone, chest sweaty,
Just
six pack, looking amazing,
yeah,
looking
dope.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All this slow mo. Also, every single running shot was in slow motion. So he's running slow mo. He's chasing this truck. This truck's like going through obstacles, going like real fast, and he's like still on its tail, running slow mo with his shirt off.
Because when you're sexy, you can run fast.
Yeah. And
That's how movies
defy
work.
the laws of physics.
There we go. It's Michael Bay, baby. You gotta take physics and be like, fuck this.
Yeah, so he's running through all this shit. And then finally, like, the car gets in a wreck, and then they get out the girl, and they're running on foot. And then they run through, like, a model shoot, and then they run through, like, fucking old ladies getting their hair done. And then, Will's, like, does, like, a Ferris Bueller line of, like, oh, you look great, and, like, keeps going, like clearly from that movie.
Right.
This shot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're running and running, he's chasing them still. And then it's like finally Martin, it cuts to Martin and he shows him running and he's caught up now and his shirt's undone, but he's got like an undershirt on, but he's running in slow-mo.
Right.
And then he jumps on because they steal this taxi and he jumps on the taxi with Julie in it and they're trying to shoot him off and he rolls off of the cab. And then right then the cab's about to run him over. And right when it's about to run Martin over, Will Smith in slow-mo saves his life. And then the cab speeds off and then it's shot to them in circle, like looking at the cab going, like that. So the captain.
So they're in a circle?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
The captain tells them, like, oh man, why is it always good news and bad news with you guys? You found the dope, but you lost the girl. He's like screaming at him, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then right then the Fouquet calls and he tells Will Smith that he's like, I killed the chemist, and if you guys don't back off, I killed the girl. And he hangs up and Will's like, fuck, So right then the boss lady comes in from earlier, right? And she's like, I'm reassigning all of you. You all fucked up this case. You're all going down. Inside Affairs is going to come check on all of you, and you're all off this case. And then she leaves, right? And then right then the captain's like, man, fuck her. We're too close. And he tells Will and Martin that you guys got 2 hours to get this case solved. Do it. You can figure this out. You know what I mean? And he's like, do what you got to do. And so right then they go and they see this inmate.
What exactly are they solving at this point?
They're trying to figure out where they are,
where they are,
where they're doing the deal.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So they because they have Julie's like, where are they doing this deal, last deal with the heroin? You know what I'm saying? Because they found out where it is, but now they don't know where the deal's getting done.
Okay.
So, but they know that they can track them. They just got to find a way to hack into this computer. Because they found this computer also way earlier in the movie. But this secretary lady that works she acted like she couldn't hack in it the whole movie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She just couldn't do it, right? So Will and Martin go get an inmate, and they tell him, yeah, he was a hacker, and they tell him, hey, we'll get you out of jail if you do this. And it's John Sally, former NBA player. He's also was on a sports talk show. Forgot, it was a really famous one. Oh my God, like the damn show is some damn.
The best damn sports show.
Yep. The black guy with glasses. That's John Sally.
Oh,
him. Yeah. I know you know. I was like, I know you know him. I just gotta think of it. And I'm so glad you know sports.
Yeah, best damn.
So he's in this
I
movie.
got that.
He's the hacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got this big thick glasses.
It's a weird show.
Yeah, Martin's talking shit to him. That was a weird show. Martin's talking shit to him, and then like he gets up to fight him, and he's like, of course, so much taller than Martin.
Right.
And Martin just keeps talking shit to him, and so finally he hacks it, and he says he does it really easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they find out like everything they need, and they also find out that this woman who works for them, the secretary who said that she couldn't hack it all this time, is in on with the Russians.
Oh, there's the inside person.
Yep. So they and then right then Will looks over, because she's been really friendly to Will the whole movie. He looks over at her and she's like, "Oh, guilty." And then it cuts to them interrogating her, and then she's telling them like, "I promise I didn't give anything away other than like they had naked pictures of me and they did this and they that, and I'm sorry, but I never gave away the girl or you guys. I just gave them what they wanted. I'm so sorry." You know, she's crying, and then they're like, "All right, well, come with us now, because now we need you to do this shit."
Okay,
you know?
so now we're gonna bring another girl on. Who
she said she's gonna do whatever they can to help. At this
unarmed.
Point. Yeah. Well, just they're gonna use her to hack now.
Yeah,
some other shit.
But also, you're gonna bring her on. You get in shootouts literally every single time, and you're gonna bring an unarmed girl with a computer.
So funny.
What kind of fucked up thinking process is that?
So they use her and the tracking all that shit to find the Lucas guy's truck, right? Mm-hmm. And Will and Martin get Ruiz and Sanchez, and then right when they get them, like the Ruiz and Sanchez are talking shit to him, and then they tell them, "Hey boys, this is serious. Like, you know, you might die on this one. You guys want to roll with?" And then they're like, "Let's go." Right?
So they're just gonna go as two just regular ass cops together. They have no help.
No help.
No help.
So the Will hops in his Porsche, and then they push it, right? They start driving. The captain, he calls in all the units and all these favors, right? But he's like the high general or whatever, and he's like, only problem is he's like, I forgot the name of the guy. Commissioner, yeah. And he goes, I'm like, what the fuck?
The high general.
High general's way better.
We're gonna stick
with the high general of the police.
Yeah.
The Gordons. And he
the
goes,
field admiral of the police or whatever.
And he's like, I need, everybody, I need all backup, all units. And then he's like, where? And he's like, that's the thing, I don't know where yet. Mm-hmm. And he's like, but I'm putting my career on the line, that when I give you the location, just go and be there. Right. And the guy's like, okay. You know what I mean? So they finally, they cut to this airport hangar, and the bad guys are doing the deal.
Is that an airport? Ha ha ha!
A hangar, like an old abandoned one. Okay, you know what I mean? And there's a huge briefcase of money, and they show Will pushing it, and then right then Will goes, "It's probably at the old hangar." He guesses it just like literally how you guess it. I swear to God. Right to Martin, and then Martin says like, "Yo, well, fuck the backup. We ain't got time. We got to do this now."
Hey, me and Will Smith, same page, buddy. Same page, Will. You and me. Two peas in a pod.
The Porsche trunk, get their like vests and their guns and shit, and they're ready. They're locked and loaded, right? And then they get into like this like dumpster truck, and then Will Smith yells, he goes, "My shit always works sometimes, baby." Like my plans. And then they all like hide in the dumpster truck. You know what I'm saying? And then they bust into the hangar. And right then the Phuket guy looks at the guy he made the deal with and kills him, because he's like, it's a setup. Kills him. Major shootout breaks out. It shows Julie, and she's hiding in this truck, right?
Yeah.
You know, she's hiding in this truck. She's got.
Why don't they ever talk about their problems?
I don't know. She realizes now the shootout, so she's like, oh shit, she can kind of get away. So she starts the truck and she starts trying to drive.
Which I don't understand why he didn't just kill her anyways.
Right?
They should just kill her right in front of the cops.
He said he tried to use her so they'd back off, but I don't know. That was really dumb. Just kill her. Yeah, they're not going to back off. Bro.
Just kill her.
They're not backing off. They're cops.
You already also killed the first one.
Kill her. Yeah.
Yeah, she holds no value to you.
Other than she's like can bring down your whole operation.
Yeah, right? They should have hired me as a consultant.
So she drives the truck, and then she like gets it into full speed, and then she dives out of it, and the truck goes straight into like all the ether and blows up.
Explosion.
Your first explosion. Blows up like some of the hangar, right?
Explosion.
So she like that happens. Right then, the Fuga guy, he comes out and he sees Julie, and he's about to kill her. And right when he's about to kill her, Martin runs and he dives and he goes, "Julie!" And he takes a bullet in the leg for her. Takes one in the leg for her. They show right then they show Will, and he's beating up some guy, like some huge guy.
Yeah.
And then one of the bad guys, it shows like one of the bad guys getting on the plane with a briefcase. And then he looks back at Martin, and he sees Martin, and he's about to shoot him. And then Martin notices there's ether all below the plane. And then he yells, "You forgot your boarding pass." Boom, motherfucker.
Just A+ line, Martin. A+ motherfucking
shows
line.
Will shoots a guy with a shotgun into like electricity and electrocutes him like a crazy sequence. Yeah. Just action shit happening. You know what I mean? And then the Phuket guy shows him speeding away on a sports car.
Right.
He speeds away, right? Will dives on it, and the guy tussles and knocks him off, and it like knocks the air, like wind out of him, right? Martin pulls up with the Porsche, like with his Porsche with Julie, and he's like, get in, and he's trying to catch his breath, and he can't, and the building's about to blow, obviously, because of all the ether and all the other explosions.
Right.
And then finally, Julie grabs Will Smith and pulls him in the Porsche, and they speed out, and they speed out just in time. Now, they're chasing the bad guy.
Oh, shit.
You
It
know
keeps
what I mean?
going?
Oh, yeah. Now they're chasing the Phuket guy, and he's on his tail. And then Martin's talking, he's driving, and he's like, man, he shoots at Julie, shoots my wife, oh my God, this motherfucker. No, he ain't going, he ain't getting away. He's got to go down, right? And he's driving, and then Martin starts reading the Miranda rights out loud. You got the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. And then Will's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, at the end of the Miranda rights, he destroys him.
No, he goes, I'm getting him out the way.
Yo, hey, again, A+ lines, Martin. This is you're really shining.
Oh, Martin shines, yeah.
Yeah, you are shining.
So Martin gets up on him, right? And then Will's still arguing about his driving.
Yeah.
And he goes like, man, you drive better with a bullet in your leg, motherfucker. Go. Like, you like that, right? And then she's like, shut up, let him focus. And he's still driving, trying to get up on him. So finally they're speeding down this highway, and then it shows like a caution wall, right?
Yeah.
It's big walls with caution all over them, and then a little hole, a little gap. And they're speeding both like 200 miles an hour towards this thing, right? They're going, and then Will's like, this is a faster car. You better win. You better beat him there. This is a better car. You got this. And he's driving, and then the last second, Martin knocks his car into the wall, and the guy, boom, crashes into the wall, and he barely speeds through the little opening, right? And then they stop, and then he looks at him, and he goes, now that's how you're supposed to drive. Every time, that's how you're supposed to drive, And Martin's like, and they're looking at each other. And then right then the bad guy comes, and he's crawling out, and he's trying to run out the car. And Will Smith's like, freeze! And the guy keeps running, and he's like, I said freeze! And then right then Martin's like, yo, he ain't worth it. And Will's like, freeze! And then he shoots one in his leg, puts him down, right? And they walk up on him in slow-mo. And the cavalry, they show the cavalry all showing up behind him.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I bet, and then Martin goes, I bet when your punk ass woke up this morning, you didn't think by 5 o'clock you'd have a bullet hole in your leg. And the guy looks at him, he's like, fucking kill me, you chicken shit. And then Will Smith's like, oh, who said I was done with you? No, that whole marksman shit, that was just to get started. And he gets close. He's like, no, I like it like this. And he's looking at him real serious. And then the guy like leans closer, like, do it, motherfucker. Right? And then right then Martin's like, yo, it ain't worth it. He grabs him. He's like, it ain't worth it, man. He's a joke. He's a fucking joke.
This is really intense.
He's a fucking joke.
This is really intense.
And then right then, as he's saying that, the guy pulls out a gun.
Oh, God.
And you see the glare on Martin's head. And right then Will sees it. Boom, 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 boom. Puts 4 right in his chest. Yep.
That was nuts.
Crazy. So right then he looks at him. Martin goes, I love you, right? I love you, right? And then he goes, man, you always get emotional after gun shit. Shut up, And so they look at each other, and then finally, like it cuts back to them chilling on a truck, like that classic chilling on the ambulance after all the fighting has happened.
Right,
shot.
and like a woman tries to treat your wounds.
Oh yeah, you already know. So he goes, he's looking at him, and Will Smith goes, I love you too, man. You're my boy. You're my boy, dog. And then Julie goes, well, what am I if he's your boy? And then Martin looks at her and goes, Julie, you dangerous. That's what you are. You dangerous. And then she goes, and then Martin goes, but you cool. I mean, Martin goes, but you cool. And then Will's like, yeah, you down. You all right. And then Bad Boy slowly starts coming up. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come on? It's coming up, right? Mm-hmm. And then Julie goes, so what's next, boys? And then Martin goes, oh, what's next? Oh, and then he takes the handcuffs and he handcuffs them both together, Will and her. And he goes, you wanted Mike Lowry? Mike Lowry. And then he walks away and they're like, yo, hey, Martin. Hey, good plan, Martin. Hey,
Martin.
Hey, Martin, unlock these motherfuckers. Hey, Martin. And then he walks away, and then right then the woman comes up and goes, hey, to Martin Lawrence, goes, can I treat your wounds? And he goes, back up. And he gets on Kung Fu stance, back up. I got a wife. I got to go home and please her. And then he starts he's like, all right, baby. So what happened was I was going to go to Cleveland. And he starts saying his story to himself. And then the credits start coming up. Bad boys, what you gonna do? And then it's just Will Smith, the whole credits. It's just him yelling, hey, somebody fucking unlock these keys, man. Hey, I'm not playing. Bad Boys.
Congrats.
Fun?
Yeah, fun. Joe Pantoliano. That's his name.
Yeah?
I remembered it in the middle of the shootout.
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's his name.
Good actor.
Yeah, very good actor. Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, everybody.
Bad Boys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yay.